This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. All is well. Let's take a look at an example of a stock that honestly, visually represents what one can call a perfect picture breakout. Now there's a breakout here. We can see this is the monthly chart, all data for this instrument. There's a breakout that takes place sometime in September of 2019. This was the ideal entry. You could have used the 2018 monthly closing high, or you could have used the 2019 monthly closing high here. At any rate, the breakout took place in September of 2019, and you can count since then. This is month number 12 of straight positive monthly closing highs. And in fact, you can see this expansion as the stock has picked up momentum, which quite frankly is not a surprise because the RSI jumped above 69.1. And as I always remind you, the higher an instrument moves above 69.1, the more you're going to get into a hyperbolic finish to the move. So in other words, even though the textbooks tell you that anything above 70 is to be sold, is overbought, all that stuff, now anything above 69.1 is a sign of power. And here's a perfect example. Even though you can do your own research, there's no arguing with the fact that there's absolute power and strength when an instrument maintains above the RSI level of 69.1. And the higher the RSI, the more the upside momentum and power. So we can see on hindsight, if anybody got this breakout perfectly here, then they were at least availing themselves to what would end up being a fantastic ideal move in the stock. Now this stock by itself is actually leadership. It is the top performing stock in the services and pre-packaged software sector of the market. So this is a very powerful moving instrument. And again, visually we can see the ideal entry point and the fact that something changed in the stock and the market moved it to new monthly closing highs. Right here we can say the buy point was in the lower 60s. So let's go 61, 62 give or take, based on whether you use this monthly closing high from 2019 or whether you used the 2018 monthly closing high. Now this was a perfect entry, yes, on hindsight, and yet you can see that based on the chart itself, we happen to capture the breakout as of September. So we actually had two breakout alerts for the same instrument in September when it was moving above, I think was 62.44. So two mentions of the stock for paid Muathe.com subscribers as it moved above that prior 2019 or the 2018 monthly closing high. It's another way of saying we happen to have captured this perfect entry at the perfect time with two breakout alerts in the middle of September 2019. Now, if we take a look at the weekly for the same stock, we can see another breakout, most recent breakout after some rest period. So a couple months of rest here, and then there is another breakout. Ultimately, it clears this prior monthly closing high from January or February weekly closing highs. It clears it here, and that is another ideal entry, which was in April of this year, right here in the lower to mid 90s. And of course, since April, the stock has gone from lower 90s to as high as 230-ish. That's a substantial gain in price in a couple of months. Now, again, this very breakout here in April happened to be in a list of breakout candidates for that time period. As you can see again, it was mentioned right here as a breakout candidate for April 16th, 2020. So, the key to capturing this breakout right here, and the key to capturing another ideal breakout on the weekly, this breakout here, the key is very simple. It is the ultimate Muathe breakout. You can find more information in the description box below. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Love and light, light and love. Namaste.